Okay, it should be a good morning, it should be a Shavua Tov, it should be a Chodesh Tov, like we just said right now in davening of Musaf. V'hi Chodesh hazeh sof v'ketz l'chol tzaroteinu, tchila v'rosh l'fidyon nafsheinu. It should be mamash like the words that we're saying right now. Okay, let's get some strong chizuk right now. Like you women have been giving the whole world and everyone here in the Kehilat. And the simchas that we had this Shabbos, the simcha that will be tonight, Bezrat Hashem, at your nephew's wedding, and Shoshana's shiurim that she's been giving so much, just more strength than ever. I want to just bless everyone to continue to take advantage of it, to just take advantage of it and hold on to it, and to keep on going really strong with all of it. This is what we have right now. So, I'm sure you know, I'm sure you feel that it's been very, very hard to learn. Learning is one of the hardest things right now. For some people, even davening is one of the hardest things. How many times we find ourselves in davening and we're there, we're even saying the words, but our minds went like hours away, and then we're just like, you zap it, like, this is all, like I said the other day, I don't know, I don't remember anything of what I said, where I said, like I said once in the last week, that when you're a parent, and when you're first married, and when you're first a parent, the children, and then you make, you fumble, you make some mistakes, this and that. You're never supposed to know what to do in situations that you were never in. Mm-hmm. We've never been in this situation, so we're not supposed to know exactly what to do. We are doing our best. We are doing our best, more than our best. And we're going to continue lihitalot and to continue to be doing our absolute best. But if there's ever a time right now to plug into strength and gevura of the Am, we have giborim. We have the ones that are right now showing us what gevura is, and we have David Melech Yisrael Chai v'Kayam. David Melech Yisrael Chai v'Kayam. So I wanna just go to the place of David Melech Yisrael Chai v'Kayam now, and understand a little bit what that means for now. But let's talk a little bit outside this. You all realize that, and this is, just hold on for a second, this is only to give strength, okay? This is, in the beginning it's going to sound, oh no, what is he saying? Don't take us there. No, it's for strength purposes, I'm prefacing, okay? That on a certain level, it's such a wild mess. This whole matzav is such a wild mess. It's such a crazy mess. It's such an unfathomable mess, the whole thing. And the way that Am Yisrael, this Musari nation, the most ethical people that ever existed, and their besorah that we have to share with the world, is how to be the most humane, moral, ethical people that ever existed. That's our light. That's what we're here to show the whole world, teach the whole world. And there have been times where we've gotten into crazy messes that maybe, perhaps, came in the beginning due to thinking that certain decisions were right or wrong. None of that is important right now for the situation that we're in, and I keep on stressing that. However, don't think that there's too big of a mess for Hashem to take us out of. That's it. Like, pashut no, ha'ipaleh Hashem davar. Is there anything that HaKadosh Baruch Hu can't do? Anything? Ma pitom. Ha'ipaleh Hashem davar, no. So a big mess that we got to in Am Yisrael, and I've seen this now, that many people are going back to this very epic scene, epic perek in Shmuel Aleph, perek Lamed, is the famous battle of Tziklag. In the past, we've referenced this story in the context of the Tehillim, the David Hashem Ori v'ishi mimi ira, Hashem ma'oz chayai mimi efchad. Words that we were saying daily up until what seems like 35 years ago. It was just last week, right? And these words of David Malka Mashiach, most of that kapitel Tehillim that we were saying every day, were written at this battle that we're going to be learning about today. The David Hashem Ori v'ishi mimi ira, Hashem ma'oz chayai mimi efchad, from Shmuel Aleph Perek Lamed. And I want us to, I saw by Rav Biederman, and I saw by the Shlomo Rebbe, and by others, there's so many like different, everyone's really turning us to this. It's a very interesting time to see how, like, when you're looking for something, and all the tzaddikim are pointing you to the same way. It's like it says, okay, let me go there. Let me go there and let me take koach from there. A little bit of a background. David Hamelech and his people, and his chayalim, and his families, were out in a place called Tziklag, and at that moment, there was someone that David Hamelech had an ally named Achish Melech Gat. It's always important, all the details, but for right now, just stay focused with me for a second. Achish Melech Gat was waging war against other enemies, and David HaMelech took all of his chayalim with him to go and help someone else. Okay? David HaMelech took all his chayalim to go and help someone else, Achish Melech Gat. While David HaMelech was helping Achish Melech Gat, the Amalekim came and took all the women and children, including David HaMelech's women and children, into captivity. All of them. When they came back from helping Achish Melech Gat, and they saw what happened, the anger and rage that was in the people, that they wanted to liskol, they wanted to stone David HaMelech to death. They were so angry with David HaMelech, it's not to be believed. David HaMelech was in a place of what could be easily understood as a legitimate yeush, legitimate despair. Like, what did I do? What on earth did I do? What kind of a danger did I put my people in? Now, the psukim describe something that I think we could all relate to as well. There's one pasuk here. I have to read it to you inside because you'll see this is like... One second. Look at this pasuk. Vayavo David v'anashav el ha'ir. They come back to the city. Ve'hinei srufa ba'esh. The city that their families were all in is all burnt up. U'neshehem uvnehem uvnotehem nishbu. And all of their families were taken into captivity. Vayisa David ve'a'am asher ito et kolam, and they all let out their voices. Now listen to these words. Vayivku ad asher ein bahem koach livkot. You hear these words? They cried until they didn't even have koach to cry. But it doesn't end here. David HaMelech goes to the Urim and Tumim and says, is this time right now to wage war? He goes to Eviatar, and Eviatar Kohen ben Achimelech, and he asked Hashem, and he said to him, yes. And they went, Vayelech David hu v'sheshmot ish asher ito, vayavo ad nachal habesor v'anotarim amadu. The end of the story is, Ha'ipaleh Hashem davar. End of the story is, everyone was brought back, and no one was harmed. Now, there's a key word, though, that we're going to be seeing that's going to help us right now connect to this level of gevura. And this, you'll see it in a second, this keyword. This, what you have in front of you, is a letter from the Netivot Shalom during Milchemet Yom HaKippurim. Now, last week, 2 weeks, again, whenever this was, everyone was speaking about the 50 years since Milchemet Yom HaKippurim. It was like such a strong, it was so strong in the air. It was so strong in the air. Now, most of us, I don't know if any of us, maybe one of the two of you were here then, but really, אנחנו לא מבינים מה היה פה, the pachad that was here. The pachad that this is it. The pachad that was it. Now we're starting to get a little bit of a sense of it, although we're armored right now with achdus like never before. Unprecedented achdus. And I've been trying to focus really much, on sending out. I wrote a little tefillah right before Shabbos, and then my brother-in-law made one of those memes, and I'm just trying to spread it. Basically, I don't remember it by heart, but like basically, הריני מקבל עליי שכל האחדות ואהבת החינם ששוררת עכשיו בתוך עמי, What's that? Tamshich machar, mochratayim, ulenetzach netzachim. That we're all taking upon ourselves, whatever it is we're feeling right now, this is only the beginning of it. This is the one thing we're only going to go more and more and more with. Bezrat Hashem Yitbarach. But look, the Shlomo Rebbe, the Netivot Shalom, who always gives us so much chizuk and emunah. I have a whole booklet someone sent me of all the michtavim, of all the letters that the Shlomo Rebbe was writing during Milchemet Yom Kippurim. We also have a whole booklet of all the letters that the Rebbe wrote after the Shoah. Like he was just drilling Am Yisrael with chizuk, like mamash, non-stop. Chizuk. So I want us to get some chizuk from someone that's always given us chizuk, the Netivot Shalom. Matzinu b'Shmuel. We found in the story that we just spoke about right now. Batetzer David me'od ki amru ha'am lesaklo. He was so scared because the Am themselves told David HaMelech, you're a dead man. We're going to kill you. Look what you did to us. You put our family in such a our family, our wives, our children, they're all taken captive. Ki mara nefesh kol ha'am ishal banav al benotav. Because everyone in the Am, they're so bitter over what happened to their own children. Now, this is the word that I want you to focus on. Vayitchazek David ba'Hashem Elokav. Which word? No? Elokav. What does that mean? What does Elokav mean? Why doesn't it say Elokim? His God. Elokav. You know what's so beautiful about everyone in this room? And David HaMelech, this is like clearly coming from David HaMelech. Each of you have your own personal, intimate relationship with Ribono Shel Olam. And it's different than everyone else in the room. And as much as we come together, as much as we can, like right now, there is something that is unique about your personal relationship with Hashem that now is the time. Now more than ever is the time to dig deep into. And you could say about each of you, each person goes in the room and you mention your name. You should just change from Vayitchazek to Vatitchazek, right? Vatitchazek so-and-so ba'Hashem Elokeha in this women's learning, right? Everyone right now. David HaMelech understood right now the time for me to know what to do, how to act, where to go from here is to that place where no one can really tell me what to do, but that I know in my heart how to get strength. That is the personal, it's basically these words, any of us that have been learning here in this makom speak about this all the time. You don't need a chalila this for this to happen. Nurturing and developing a personal and intimate relationship with the Ribono Shel Olam. Vayitchazek David ba'Hashem Elokav. Doesn't even say Vayitchazek David ba'Hashem Elokei Yisrael. Doesn't say Vayitchazek David ba'Hashem Elokei Avraham, Elokei Tziklag, Elokei Yaakov. Elokav. His God. His sense of closeness. Elokav. Haya az matzav medakeh me'od. What a depressing scene it was. Third line. אחרי שכבשו את ציקלג ונשבו אנשים, ובתוכם שתי נשי דוד, two of David HaMelech's wives were also taken under captivity. אמרו העם לסקלו כי מרה נפש העם, and like we said, the people said, David HaMelech, החוצפה, we're done with you. בשעה קריטית כזו לא הייתה עצה אחרת, אלא ויתחזק דוד בהשם אלוקיו. בהשם אלוקים לא כתיב כאן, אלא בהשם אלוקיו. הוא שלו בכל המצבים. That Hashem that is with you in every single situation you've ever been in or will ever be in. The way that you have expressed your ratzon for Ana Hashem Oshiana in every level that you've been. ומייד כשנתחזק. And the moment that he got chizuk from going to the place of Elokav, his God, hitchila ha-Yeshua shesha'al ba'Hashem. Then the Yeshua, the salvation began. That he asked Hashem, okay, Hashem, what do you want me to do right now? And I know that especially while, going this nihul ma'aracha that Am Yisrael is going through, but those of us that are doing it while we have children in the house is mamash you need a ramatkal in every home, and we do. You're all here, the ramatkalot of every home. You need a ramatkal in every single home. But zeu shoresh hayeshua, the Shlomo Rebbe says, this is the root of salvation. Ma sheyudi mitchazek b'Hashem Elokav u'ma'amin shehu Elokav. That which Hashem gets strength from Hashem, his God, and believes that he is his God. And this is, I just want to, for a second, get sidetracked by something, but do a detour, but it's important. One of the things that Am Yisrael is trying to do right now, more than ever, is a Kiddush Hashem. What's the opposite of a Kiddush Hashem? Chilul Hashem. What's a Chilul Hashem? When foreign or anything comes and starts to shoot darts of suffix into your emunah in Hashem. When we've witnessed what we've witnessed last Shabbos, Hashem understood that when he created us as human beings with the intellect that we have and the mind that we have, and we'd see the atrocities that even when we go to like Auschwitz memorials, it's still removed from us because of the time, right? And now we're seeing it in our faces again. It's with every other horrific term we could put into that mix. There's a term for it. It's called a Chilul Hashem. Why Chilul Hashem? Bless you. Why Chilul Hashem? Because it shoots darts of suffix into the question, where are you, Hashem? Right? We're just going to say it straight out. And it's Hashem Gadol. He can handle this kind of talk. Don't worry. Hashem's bigger. Hashem's bigger than anything. So therefore, attaching ourselves right now to Hashem Elokav, for anyone to be able to do that right now, is the greatest Kiddush Hashem in the world. What a Kiddush Hashem it is. Despite what we've seen, heard, feeling, everything, to still go there is just a tremendous opposite of a Chilul Hashem. It's a Kiddush Hashem me'en kamo. So I just want to say, Am Yisrael should be privileged to Mekadesh Hashem in the whole world by removing any doubt by anyone that Hashem runs the world. That's part of our tefillah of the nitzachon of this milchama, that we should be Mekadesh Hashem lekol haolam kulo, le'ene kol haolam kulo. I don't know how many of you saw this video that was put out last week of Reb Shlomo during the Yom Kippur War, but he quoted there an amazing, what a chiddush it was. He talked about Kel Nekamot Hashem, Kel Nekamot Ofia. He said the revenge of God over our enemies, the one or over anyone that chose the wrong side, is that they're going to be ashamed and embarrassed on who they were at times where they needed to be Mekadesh Hashem. They're going to be filled with shame and busha v'cherpa. Not the ones that Bezrat Hashem, the army, will wipe off the face of the earth. And I want you to know, they really are. I have a lot of friends that are really deep there, and mamash, they are. Ken yirbu kol ovecha Yisrael, to protect Am Yisrael. But be'emet, you have to understand that our bigger picture is, if we could go to a place of Hashem Elokav right now, what a Kiddush Hashem. Oh my God. What a Kiddush Hashem. That's the whole reason Hashem chose us. Asher bachar banu mikol amim v'natan lanu et Torato. It's the whole reason. The whole concept of Bechira and everything is to remove doubt from the world that there's one God, that he's running the whole world. To be able to do it, David Hamelech being able to do it at that moment is telling us right now the same exact thing. Vatitchazek so-and-so b'Hashem Elokea. Vatitchazek Shlomo b'Hashem Elokav. Everyone. Zeu shoresh hayeshua. We're in the middle of this paragraph. Ma sheyehudi mitchazek b'Hashem Elokav u'ma'amin shehu Elokav. ועל כן התגברות הסitra achra בתקופת הזאת. How do we know that the other side is getting stronger in a time like this? הוא הדיכאון והנפילת רוח שנהיה בעם ואפילו גדולים וטובים. Is the the sadness, basically the spirit falling amongst the big ones in the Am, in the time of David Hamelech, right? And even big people falling. Do you see any of that happening by our tzaddikim that are right now protecting Am Yisrael? You see the exact opposite. You see ruach gvura elokit. You see such ruach. You see the ruach going to a higher place. By David HaMelech, he was the only one left with that ruach gvura. All the commanders that were with him, all the big mefakdim in the time of David HaMelech, were done. We are not like that. We are not like that. Now, I don't recommend scrolling anything these days. Even if you say, I get a lot from the good stuff, yesh maspik ze keneged ze that can mess you up. But you've seen enough of the Ruach Gvura in Am Yisrael right now to understand that the Mefakdim, on all fronts, the Tzaddikim, the Rebbes, the Belzer Rebbe, the Vizhnitzer Rebbe, the Ramatkal, the Mefakdim, the heads of Pluga, the Ruach Gvura right now is not in that place. It's on the verge of making a tremendous Kiddush Hashem, and we need to take strength from them right now. Because their Ruach is there. And they have an Hashem Elokav in their battle. And we must. En lanu mashu acher. Don't. We don't have anything else. But that's all you need. What we have is all you need as well. Vehu. Now listen what the Shlomo Rebbe is writing in Melchemet Yom HaKippurim. Vehu ha'oyev mispar echad shelanu b'sha'a zo. This enemy of taking our spirit into the ground is the greatest enemy that we have at this moment. Ki gam le'emunah u'bitachon i'efshar le'agia ele im ken mitchaskim kodem. You want to go to that place of emunah? You want to go to that place of bitachon? It doesn't happen like this, as we've been learning since Leo went through what he's going through. Emunah, imun, exercising, this is all, it's like amazing, beyond insanely amazing, everything we were learning for 6 months about emunah. It doesn't happen like this. It says every day, daily, strengthening ourselves. היה צריך בשעה זו לקרוא הצהרות גדולות ולקרוא עם השם חזקו ונתחזקה כי זוהי התשופה. He's basically saying, apparently it didn't happen then during Melchemet Yom HaKippurim. What should have been happening? Gatherings together, screaming Shem Hashem. Every shul right now is filled with Avinu Malkeinus. Any place where Yidden are getting together, it's all Dvar Hashem. There's no kochi ve'otzam yadi asali tachai. Baruch Hashem, there's none of that Western sense of, oh, they messed with us, we're gonna. That's not it. That's not our ruach. Our Jewish ruach is b'shem Hashem tzvakot. Always was, always will be. That is the ruach that's in the Am right now. That's our ruach. And when you have that, you have everything that you need. There's nothing else. But that's everything. Tzarich, the Shlomo Rebbe says, שיהיה לנו אומץ לשאול, לדרוש ולבקש, אף על פי שמעשים אין בנו ואין אנו ראויים. The Shlomo Rebbe says like this. From where does a Jew today have the strength to say, make miracles for us, HaKadosh Baruch Hu? So he's saying, if you're looking into your arsenal of zchuyot, that's a bad thing. And it's also not the point. That's not, we don't have the cheshbon of Hashem. We don't understand when he answers a prayer, when he doesn't, or no, I shouldn't say when he answers. He always answers a prayer, but why he answers a prayer in a certain way or why he doesn't. Zelo kashur. And we did a whole piece on slichas from Rav Asher Weiss about asking for rachamim. When it comes to us asking for rachamim on us, we turn to Aramaic. Was it the women's shiur? It was a women's shiur we did this?
A few years ago.
Yeah? Okay. Wow, yeah. Well, a few years ago. Okay. Basically, we say in Slichot, Mi shana la'Avram Avinu ba'ar Moriah hu ya'anenu. We go through all the avot, right? Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Yosef, Moshe, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, Azariah. We speak in Hebrew. We say, the one that answered all these tzaddikim hu ya'anenu. Then we switch to Aramaic. Rachmana de anei la'aniei anena. Rachmana de anei lisvirei liba anena. We switch to Aramaic over there. So Reb Asher Weiss was wondering, he's like, why do we switch to Aramaic over there? He said, and why are we saying like, oh, the one that answered all the tzaddikim, he should answer us. Are we the tzaddikim? Maybe we are, maybe we aren't. That's not the point. Why do we switch to Aramaic? Because the Gemara says that Aramaic is a language that the Malachim don't understand. See, the Malachim in Shamayim, since the creation of the world, are always in this like wrestling match with us. They're the category. They are the prosecutors against God. Why did you create human beings? Look what they keep on doing. It happened when God wanted to create the world. It happened when God wanted to give us the Torah. It happened when Hashem HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted to wipe us out after Chet HaEgel, after everything. And Moshe Rabbeinu was pleading against the Malachim. So the Gemara says there's a language they don't know, Aramaic. Hebrew they understand apparently. Aramite they don't know. So we go to the place of Aramite when it comes to, it's true, if they hear like, save us because we deserve it, that the angels are going to say to God, take a deep look. Scroll there, wherever it is, right? That's more for a mensch here, but I'm saying, you know what I mean? Like, that's what you want to do right now? So the Shlomo Rebbe is saying, if you're going to the place of asking, am I deserving right now of being, again, צריך שיהיה לנו אומץ לשאול ולדרוש, ולבקש אף על פי שמעשים אין בנו ואין אנו ראויים. Maybe we're not worthy. And yet we still have to ask for Yeshua. Al derech ma'amar Divrei Shmuel. Divrei Shmuel was one of the first grandfathers in the dynasty of Slonim. And he's going to take us to a place that seems so distant. Mashe b'hoshanot shel Hoshana Rabbah omrim batchila ani vaho hoshiana. Does anyone remember davening Hoshana Rabbah? Yes. You know it was 9 days ago? We begin by saying ani vaho hoshiana. ואחר כך אומרים אנא השם, אנא הושיענה. אחרי זה אומרים אנא קל נא הושענה והושיענה. ולבסוף אומרים אנא קל נא הושענה והושיענה אבינו אתה. We keep on changing the language of asking to be helped. Why do we keep on changing the language? And we keep on going, expanding it and getting more descriptive of the level of asking for Yeshua. על דרך משל לבן מלך אשר גורש מעל פני אביו המלך. Parable to the son of a king who was exiled from where his father was, for whatever he did. ומרוב עיתים וימים, מרוב דחקות, הלך לבוש בגדי סחבות כבזוי. He ended up looking like the furthest thing as the son of the king. והתעורר לחזור אל אביו המלך, but he wanted so badly to come back to his Abba. אך התבייש להיכנס לפלטרין המלך ולומר שהוא בן המלך, שהיה נראה כאחד הבזויים. The problem is, he didn't come and ask to come back to his Abba's home because he was ashamed of the way that he looked like. You know why this is touching my soul so deeply? Because one of the pieces of footage that I saw from people at that party is people obviously, they're obviously not in a situation that they were singing Zmiros that Friday night, right? But when it came to that moment of their life, I saw them saying Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. The holiest thing in the world. I'm going on a tangent that I made a neder that I wouldn't. I'm afraid the neder right now. Someone called me last week and said to me, how do you have the chutzpah to say, he heard one of the shiurim, to say that anyone that says anything bad about the people that were killed at that party, you should run away from anyone that talks like that. I said, what do you mean? He's like, don't you think that this Hashem is showing us clearly what happens to us when we act like this? I'm telling you. You thought breathing was important to the last week? I had to breathe deeper on that phone call than I've had to since it started. No, Hashem was testing me. He's like, are you going to be a Berditcher Chassid right now? And here, wow, Hashem, he is just such a he means so well. He is Laman Shimcha, it's just misinterpreted, right? It's just misinterpreted, that's it. And we have to do this on every side right now. I have to love that guy more than ever. And he's an old friend of mine. And I have to believe, B'emunah Shlema, he really wants the world to be filled with Hashem's light. And that's what I'm taking upon myself with that and with everything. And whenever any of us get startled by something that comes from a Haredi, or more, we have to be done and sick with this sickness that we think our tzibur, we have it right and they're all warped. No one has it all right. Everyone's trying to do their best. Everyone. But this stuck out so deep because it's saying a person can say, I'm going to come to you now and do this whole frum appeal when I know what I've been like, right? Like the son of the king. So he says, Ma'asa. Look what he did. Look what the son of the king did, right? Nichnas levakesh nedava v'natnu lo karagil. He came to ask for a nedava, for some tzedakah. Okay? And they gave him what he asked for. Ach hu lo kibel v'amar sherotze yoter. He said, no, I want more. V'natnu lo yoter v'shuv lo kibel. They gave him, I have stories of like Chabad shluchim that go out and raise money by people. They'll go and sit, they have this bracha, this azus from the Rebbe, they'll go and sit by a table of this mad, crazy philanthropist. The guy writes a check more money they've ever seen in their life, and at that moment they rip it up and they say, that was really sweet. That's not what we need, right? It's like, so basically the son is coming before the king, and they're giving him this and that. He's like, no, shuv lo kibel. Ve'amelech shaya bal chesed, sha'al oto, so the king, his father, said to him, lama incha merutze, harei zo matana aguna, why aren't you happy? This is a nice present. This is a fair haguna, a fair gift. Yeshiv lo, shehu krovo ve'roi lematana yoter gdola. I'm your son, I deserve more than this. Natan lo od ve'od, ve'hu b'shelo she'eno maskim. And he's like, no. Ad ki lo haya yachol litapek od ve'tza'at mikirot libo halo ata avi. You're my father. These are nice gifts for strangers or for nebuchs. I'm your son. Uchmochen, the Shlomo Rebbe says, Anu mevakshim mitchila rak matnat chinam migodel habuchsha ech she'anu nirim. Okay, in the beginning, I walk in, I start to say, Hashem, alo magia li klum, I know, but please, matnas chinam, just help us right now, right? Ve'achar kach od ve'od, and then more and more, ad ki tzoakim, until we reach a place of screaming, Ana kel na, hoshana, ve'oshia na, avinu ata. Ve'et zot anu mevakshim. And this is what we're asking right now. Hoshiana ki avinu ata. Save us now because you're our Father. And after Auschwitz, it would have made human sense if all of us would have checked out. And look at your people after Auschwitz. Look what we've been trying to do since then. Still holding on to avinu ata. I would never dare say these words. These are the Shlomo Rebbe's words. These next few words. אתה צריך לתת לנו ישועה שלמה, ורחמנו כרחם אב על בנים, כי בלתך אין להושיע. יהי רצון שיתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה. May it be your will that your name should be bigger. We make your name greater than any other nation in the world. Your name, למענך, for you. למען שמך גדול גיבור ונורא. וידעו מצרים כי אני השם. Obviously the reference here is basically that the greatest enemy we had then. We're saying וידעו מצרים כי אני השם ויסוכן. That the enemy, and it's amazing, it's like this crazy thing. The ones that are posing a threat to us right now to be alive right now should be wiped off the face of the earth. Don't get mistaken. But all those that are not actively right now posing that threat, I want there to be a gidui kvod shimcha gadol on their faces. Gale kvod malchuscha aleinu meira, ve'ofa ve'yinaseh aleinu le'einei kol chai. For the sake of the whole world. And that's the words. V'yedu Mitzrayim ki ani Hashem. Mitzrayim should know that you're Hashem. Shetazor lanu be'ofen. The way we're asking for help. Sheyiru hakol ki mimcha Yeshua. Don't let this be Hashem that people put this victory only on some heroic national uprising. We want the victory to be clearly linked to you. That's what we want. Because that's the greatest victory in the world. Now, when my tefillahs go from this place, there's nothing stronger in the world. En dvarim yoter chazakim mizeh. This is the strongest weapon that each and every one of us is holding. But it can only come from the, right now, Vayitchazek David b'Hashem Elokav. His God. Not his God as opposed to his or her God. Each of us. When we say David Melech Yisrael Chai v'Kayam, David Melech Yisrael Chai v'Kayam, it's in me that he's Chai v'Kayam. It's in you that he's Chai v'Kayam. What point? So you could say a lot of different things about David HaMelech's life. This morning what we're saying is Melachim Aleph Perek Lamed. Tziklag. The battle of Tziklag, where it looked like it was the worst thing in the world. And I realized that as I'm speaking, and as if I'm, and the moment I'm getting strength from everyone that's coming here, there's going to be moments through the waves of the day that I don't feel like that. But at that moment, I'm going to know someone else here right now is tuning into Hashem Elokea, and that's going to give me strength. And then I'm going to be strong again. I'm like, I got your back. Hashem Elokav, don't worry, I got this. And we become part of David HaMelech's army. And in David HaMelech's army that goes out b'Shem Hashem, that which seems absolutely impossible, everything becomes possible because it's about it's Hashem's malchut in the world. Now, there'll be a time after this Nitzachon that we will continue to redefine a lot of different concepts that we have that have been completely perverted over the years of trying to adapt to other mentalities that are not coming from the Torah in terms of being a nation. Now is not the time. Because now the time is just koach, just chizuk, just strength. But like a kid, like the mashal of the Rebbe, that says that he comes before Hashem. And in the beginning he says, Lo Megieli, and he gives me a little bit. And then I go, there's been a term that the Hanhaga in Eretz Yisrael has been using, and I pray it never comes out of their mouths again. It's called Sheket Tmurat Sheket. Quiet for quiet. That's the term that has been used here for a long time. Sheket Tmurat Sheket. During Sheket, there's been a lot of hitgabrut of Resha. There's no Sheket Tmurat Sheket. There's Am Yisrael, Be'eretz Yisrael, living b'shalom leman kol ha'olam kulo. We are here, like Reb Shlomo said in that video, as long as God is alive, there'll be the Jewish people. That's the whole reason, Bereshit, Bishvil Bereshit, for the reason why God created the world. Not so that there'll be only Jews in the world. That'd be scary. That'd be pretty scary. I wouldn't be so, you think we have shvuim? Do you know how many shvuim are in the world mentally? Shvuim, how many people have been taken into mamash for thousands of years? So first your family comes first. We should have a miracle and our shvuim should come home. How? Aypalem Hashem davar. Aypalem Hashem davar. And then we'll free the whole world from the captivity of hatred, of darkness, and be the real light, the light of all lights that we know we want to be so badly, and that the world is waiting for us to be. Why it happened to be, why it emanates from this, no one should ask that question. We're living in the right now. We have the opportunity to be light right now. That's what we're here for. Keep on being there for each other. Don't hesitate to reach out when you're weak. Someone has your back. They do, especially here. And Bezrat Hashem Yitbarach will continue to just give each other tremendous amount of love and chizuk and clarity on our front of the war, like David HaMelech gave us, by one word that's said in Shmuel, Aleph Perek Lamed, Elokav. This comes after the pasuk told us, Vayifku ad shelo yachlu lifkot yoter. Right? The tears, are there any tears left besides Lori? Right? Are there any tears left right now? The Lori's crying for every person that ever existed on the face of the earth, right? He said we reach a place, and there's some of us, and כבר אין דמעות. At that moment, ותתחזק כל אחת ואחת מאיתנו בהשם אלוקיה, ויתחזק עם ישראל בהשם אלוקיו. And באמת, like we began the shiur, we end the shiur, ויהי החודש הזה, סוף וקץ לכל צלותינו, תחילה בראש לפדיון נפשנו. שבוע טוב and חודש טוב, everyone.